Oh boy. What's up, everybody? It's your boy, Mr. Dugai, coming at y'all with another episode of Drop It Downs with Mr. Dugai. And today I'm going to have my day after reaction to the Eagles beating the Giants 22 to 16 to clinch home field advantage throughout the NFC and win the NFC East. Jalen Hurts was more injured than we thought he was led to believe he was. Oh, and by the way, the Eagles will have the number 10 pick in the 2023 NFL draft. I'm going to get into all that. Before I get into this video, for everyone, if you want to give me a follow on my social media platforms, I'm going to have all that information down in the description box. May not always get a chance to respond to questions and comments on these videos, so feel free to DM me. Whenever I get a chance to, I'll get back at you. Come holler at your boy. Also, if you're a Madden player on Xbox One, I'll have my Xbox One gamer tag down in the description box also. Yeah, man. Eagles beat the Giants yesterday, as I've alluded to yesterday. It wasn't a pretty game by any stretch of the imagination. And I still don't think it was a pretty game, but I am a little more optimistic today than I was yesterday because I'm looking at it from a standpoint of, you know, the offense did seem very vanilla yesterday. It was one of those games after hearing about Jalen Hurts still be in pain and still being a little banged up. A lot of that had to do with probably we just wanted to get this thing over with, man. We wanted to get him out there because the thing about Hurts, one thing he did still show yesterday was great command of the offense and knowing where to go with the football. As opposed to his running and all that other stuff, he gives us the best option even in the pocket because he knows, like I said, he knows where to go with the football and he has command of the offense. Um, and he did do that yesterday. Look, we wasn't terrible offensively yesterday. The problem was we kicked 5 field goals. If those were 5 touchdowns, we having a whole different discussion. But the thing is, we moved the ball for the most part. Now, and the run game, like I said, it was kind of like the run game with Gardner Minshew out there. The run game is though we could make the argument we don't run it enough, and I've gotten on Nick Sirianni and Shane Steichen over that. But the run game is even more effective when Jalen Hurts is a runner. When he has the option to give the ball away or to pull it back himself, it does make the run game, more dangerous. And obviously we was missing that element of offense yesterday because we were being cautious with Hurts. We didn't want him to take some, unnecessary hit or nothing like that. So we played it safe. But and like I said, the thing is that gives me a little optimism is, in 2017 we did kind of have these same feelings. We remember we did beat the Giants pretty handily, but we struggled to beat the Raiders. Like we really, really struggled to beat the Raiders. And then, the starters played for a little while against Dallas and they didn't look great at all. And there was a lot of concern, especially about Nick Foles. Like, yo, Nick just ain't got it, man. We might have to go with Suggs. It's crazy to think about that now, but that was a real discussion, in 2017. And you know, 2 home games at the link, a more healthier Jalen Hurts. My biggest concern, honestly, is can Lane Johnson give it a go? If Lane Johnson is out there and he could stay out there, my feelings about this team goes through the roof as far as us being able to get to a Super Bowl because Lane Johnson helps solidify this offensive line. Like he's out on that edge. He's blocking. This is a man who hasn't given up a sack in like 2 years. So Hurts gonna be protected for the most part in the run game. The offense I think gonna be humming if we get Lane Johnson back and Jalen Hurts gets more healthier. Because we are still an explosive offense with a lot of weapons. And defensively, we know we could get after the quarterback. We know the back end is capable, of great coverage and taking the ball away. I think with Gardner Johnson being back in that secondary, hopefully we could get Maddox back soon. I don't know if we will though. Um, the defense with the pass rush in the secondary, the ball hawk ability of the secondary. You should see more turnovers in the playoffs, you would think. And Jake Elliott yesterday just showed that. Look, if we do got to kick field goals, he gonna knock them in. So it's good for us to sit back for a week, watch everybody else, and then see who we play, and then go from there, man. But overall, this morning I feel better than I did yesterday because we are in fact the number one seed and do have a first round bye this week. And like I said with Jalen Hurts, man, he was sore yesterday, so the game plan makes a it's like it makes sense to not have him do RPOs like that, but it kind of didn't make sense to have him throwing the ball as much as he did, especially starting the game with what 8 or 9 straight passes. But he got another week. He got out there, knocked some rust off, knocked some of the kinks out, gets another week to rest, and I felt like at that point, look, we can't really protect nobody after that. We gotta go for it, man. Um, and on other news, Eagles related. The draft order has been officially released for the non-playoff teams, and obviously, of course, we're in the playoffs, but we do have the pick of the New Orleans Saints, and the Eagles will have the 10th pick of the draft. Um, and obviously, you wanted it to be a little higher. The Saints actually started playing decent toward the end, including beating us, which was a real big disappointment. But as far as what positions we looking at, to be honest with me, it all depends on who we keep and don't keep in free agency. This team has a lot of players in the last year of their deals. You talk about the Miles Sanders, you talk about Javon Hargrave, TJ Edwards, Kazir White, James Bradbury, Chauncey Gardner Johnson. That's 6 players right there. To me, it all depends on who we keep and don't keep. Whoever we don't keep, I think we feel that need early in the draft. You go get a pass rusher early on, a D tackle pass rusher, or a ball hawking type of safety, or the top corner probably available, depending on who we keep and don't keep. And obviously, that conversation we'll have a little further down the line. But it is pretty cool to be in this position and have a top 10 pick in this year's coming draft. Um, which I believe I gotta go back and look, but I believe it's higher than I gotta see where Washington picks. I don't know what pick they have, but it may be even higher than ever, depending on where Washington pick. It may be the highest draft pick out of everyone in the division, assuming nobody trades up. So that's another great plus right there, yo. But with that being said, that's all I got for y'all today. Appreciate y'all checking out the video. Hit the like button for your boy. Give me a subscribe. I have Philadelphia Eagles, NFL, and content of my other teams throughout the year. Y'all have a blessed one. Fly Eagles fly.